Welcome to our Make Ahead Thanksgiving series for 2017. This is all because of you and your suggestions. When I asked on social media the things you wanted to see the most for this holiday season, the response to Make Ahead dishes was so overwhelming that I knew I had to do it. Not only am I bringing you videos, but I have created a recipe cook booklet that will be available on my website. These recipes will be able to be made in advance anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 days. So, on to today's recipe. Today we're going to be making green bean casserole, but not like you're used to making it. There will be no cans of soup and no cans of beans. Today we're going to be making this semi-homemade from scratch. I'm going to be taking some help from my Shirley J products, but the recipe that I have shared with you in my Make Ahead Thanksgiving cookbook will have all of the ingredients to make this totally from scratch and totally delicious. Let's go see how this all comes together. We're going to get started on our green bean casserole. Today I'm going to be making mine a little bit different than I originally wrote the recipe, but some of the things I'm going to be using here you might not have. You might be interested in trying them out, and I'll leave links below to where you can find them. But today I'm going to be making green bean casserole using my Shirley J products, and I thought that might be a fun, different way to do things. But to get started, what we really need to do is I've melted a half a stick of butter, so a quarter cup of butter goes in there. And I've got, it was half of a very large onion. And this is a different take on a green bean casserole. I'm not using the traditional cream soup in a can. I'm going to use Shirley J Universal sauce. And this is a really great white sauce base. You can make all kinds of cream soups with this. And it's super easy to use. It's add water and stir. And you can get it in these big 32-ounce bags, or you can get it in these little canisters. And in here it's usually called, they've branded it now as Whisk Bliss, and then they've got the big canister, the big bags, which I think are a really great value. We're going to go ahead and add 1 pound of cremini mushroom. I'm just going to saute these down for a few minutes until they're beautiful and the mushrooms have given up most of their water and the onions are soft and translucent. So we'll be back when that time comes. Alright, our mushrooms and onions are ready to go. They have sauteed beautifully and looks like most of the water is out of them. I'm going to add a quart or one of these 4-cup boxes of chicken broth or stock or whatever you like. If you like to mix up your own or make your own stock, use that. Like I said in previous videos, during the holidays is no time to worry about whether your stock or your broth is homemade. Just buy it at the store and keep your sanity about you, folks. That's as, you know, I'm not joking. Just do it. Just be happy. Okay, I am going to add a tablespoon of this Shirley J onion seasoning. Guys, this stuff is incredible. I've actually been using this stuff for years, and it is amazing. It's really great for pot roast and stuff like that. I'm also going to use a tablespoon of Shirley J chicken bouillon. This is some of the best powdered chicken bouillon I have ever used, and I love it. I'll have links to all of these things down below. I'm just going to give this a quick whisk. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 1 cup of the Universal sauce mix. And we're just going to go ahead and whisk this together. I still have this over, I actually have it over high heat. And if you see any lumps in there, just kind of try and whisk them out. It'll be fine. This is going to blend together really nicely. So basically what you've made here is your own cream of mushroom soup, and it's going to taste delicious instead of buying the stuff in the can. I think that making a green bean casserole from scratch is the bomb. Because I have to share with something with you guys. Green bean casserole is not actually my favorite thing to eat. There, I said it. Are there people who join me in that? Green bean casserole is not actually my favorite thing. I'll eat it, but my family loves it. Just not me. This smells really good right now. We're just gonna whisk this until it thickens, and then we'll be back and we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. All right, our soup came to a bubble and it's ready to go. It's beautifully thickened and Rick tasted it. And what is it, honey?
It's delicious.
He really likes it, and it could probably just be served just like this, and it would be lovely for a dinner. You could add a little bit of heavy cream to it if you wanted to make it a really rich soup, but I honestly don't think it needs it. It's really amazing and chock full of mushrooms. So what I have over here, I have a double foil pan. If you're interested in these pans, I will leave a link down below where you can get yours. I buy these in a box of 100. I keep them in my shed, and I also buy lids that fit on these. They just crimp right on, and then we can write the instructions on the top. So this is a 1 pound bag of whole green beans, and that's what I prefer. Now what I'm gonna do is so difficult. I'm just gonna go ahead and put all of this soup right on top, all those mushrooms, all that creamy goodness. Beautiful. Just level it out in there. Give it a stir with your spoon. Now, if you're making this ahead of time, stop right here. What you're going to want to do is let this cool down. Then you're going to put a foil lid or a piece of aluminum foil on top. I like to put a piece of parchment paper on the top. And then put the foil lid on it. And I like to write the instructions. I'll have all of the instructions in the recipe, and that will be available on my website in my Make Ahead Thanksgiving cookbook. This you can freeze up to a month in advance, and if you want to cook it on that day, you're going to take this out in the morning, let it come to room temperature, or let it thaw out a bit on your counter. When your turkey comes out of the oven, you're going to pop this in the oven with the lid on for about 45 minutes. Then you're going to remove it from the oven, and then you're going to sprinkle it. Now you have a couple of options. My recipe says to use 2 cups of panko breadcrumbs, but you can use breadcrumbs or you can use the French fried onions. And because I said I wasn't going to put French fried onions on this, Molly looked at me like, say again? Like, I don't think so. So I'm using the French fried onions today. You can use a combination of French fried onions and panko breadcrumb. It would be delicious. So that's entirely up to you. You make this your own, but don't freeze it with the onions on it, okay? You're going to bake it first, and you're going to bring it out, and then you're going to sprinkle the onions, and you're going to put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. All of that information is going to be in the cook booklet, no problem. But because we're going to be eating this tonight for dinner, I'm not doing that. Again, at this point, before you put the onions on, cover it, cool it, freeze it, up to a month in advance. Boom, you're ready, you're done. That is how easy it is to make a creamy mushroom and green bean casserole ready for Thanksgiving in advance. So, I'm going to pop this in the oven. I'll bring it back. I'll show you what it looks like. There you have it, green bean casserole with a little help from Shirley J, and this smells amazing, and I can't wait to taste it. How about you? Look, this is going to be juicier than the regular kind. It has more sauce in it. If you don't like that so much, you can add an extra bag of green beans, and it'll take up some of that sauce, and it will serve a little bit more people. But I know my preference is to have this a little bit on the saucier side. I like it that way. And this will also be very nice leftover. I love these frozen green beans because they taste just like they were fresh picked. You ready?
That is delicious. Wow.
You always sound surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Isn't it?
That's spectacular.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, surprised yourself, didn't you?
I did. You folks, this does not have anything on the original recipe. This is amazing. Yeah. You know how I said I didn't like green bean casserole? I'm totally down with this. This is really good. Wow. That's the difference a couple of changes can make, and making it kind of from scratch, but taking it, I took help from Shirley J, but you don't have to. You can make this totally from scratch, and it's super easy, just as easy as it was for me. You're just gonna have a couple little ingredient changes, but that recipe is available in the Make Ahead Thanksgiving cookbooklet, and I'll leave a link down below where you can find that. So that is how you make a stellar, if I might say so myself, green bean casserole for your holiday table. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you give it a try, and if you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my kitchen, I would like to welcome you. If you enjoyed what you saw, and if you're here looking for holiday recipes, you came to the right place. Please hit that subscribe button. If you are a member of the Noreen's Kitchen family already, a tried and true one, please remember to hit the bell notification button, because we don't want any of you to miss out on all the real food for real people, real easy recipes that I present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and I hope it gave you some good ideas, and I hope you give this green bean casserole a try, because I promise you will not regret it. I hope you love it, and until next time, happy holidays!